All right, guys, what is going on? We are back with set number 3 of this evening. Sir Wilson, what's going on? Been a while, man.
What do you mean? I see you so often, Nibs. We talk every day. No.
Literally hung out the last 2 nights, but
it's great to be casted with you again. I am super pumped for this.
Absolutely. We got a pretty cool matchup here. First time battler on ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies is Hannah. Going off against TacticalKnowledge. It looks like a pretty cool matchup. I know these two are friends, as they talk to each other in the Discord quite often. Oh, never mind. Disregard. But anyway.
I will say this is Hannah's first time battling on Monday Night Friendly, so we're super happy to have a new addition, a new contender featured here on stream tonight.
Absolutely. So, Will, it looks like TacticalKnowledge here is going to be using Calyrex Shadow alongside the Ice Horse known as Glastrier, Galarian, Ponyta, Liepard, Indeedee, and Hatterene.
Yes, what a team. Come back. Hannah is rocking Entei, Amoonguss, Landorus, Therian, Tapu Koko, Solgaleo, and Grimmsnarl. Man,
pretty cool.
We got the horses and the psychic types coming from Tactical's side. I love that theme. And
the horses and the hats, as Tactical likes to refer to it.
Horses, hats. Okay.
All right, so that last matchup there, Sir Wilson, was pretty interesting. I hadn't seen a physical Regidrago in the entirety of its existence, but here we are on a Monday Night Friendly, and it seemed to have been pretty entertaining to watch, if I must say myself. And we also saw a Dynamax too.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd never seen that. It was cool to see the skill shot come out and run into various fangs. I think Regidrago just gets tagged as like a dragon spam kind of mon, and Husk found a different way to utilize its strengths, having such great offense in both its physical and special attacks.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool when you see a Pokemon such as a dragon. Dragons are always fierce and always strong, powerful Pokemon. When you give it coverage like fire and electric, it can be pretty tough to beat.
Yeah, and especially with the Zacian on the other team, that Fire Fang was actually a really good thing to have because it was a little bit of surprise factor. Whereas Cinderace obviously is going to have the fire type attack, so probably could benefit from that in future matches for sure, especially best of 3s, and best of 1s like ladders. Yeah,
exactly. I 100% agree. One thing, side note here towards set number 3 here while we're waiting, I'm kind of surprised TacticalKnowledge is not using a Reshiram. I thought for sure we were going to see that tonight.
Oh, has Tactical been teasing the Reshiram? I know that's one of your favorites, the additions in Series 8.
I really want to see that Reshi. I was hoping to commentate it. you know how crazy I am about it.
Yes. Yeah, you've been using it well, but I'm pretty stoked to see a Calyrex being used in one of our matches tonight. I know that it's been one of the most anticipated power mons of this new format, and so having it featured here against another big heavy hitter in the psychic realm of Solgaleo, not a Necrozma variant, but just true Solgaleo, I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup with these two psychic legendaries.
Yeah, absolutely. And something to note there, I know it's not Solgaleo, but Necrozma being the same typing, that I think that is something seriously to watch out for. Also, we are here with Texas VGC. I don't know how many of you are. Well, that was kind of a long time ago. Now that I think about it, when we did things with Texas VGC. There's going to be a ladder tour Thursday. On Wednesday. Are we not? Gemma, what do you want?
the ATX ladder on Thursday. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, we had a ladder tour last Thursday, and the winner got the shiny Kyogre donated by Chloe, who actually just participated in the last battle, casted here by Sir Wilson. We are going to have another one, and the announcement is in our Discord, I believe. You can go ahead and join there. Yeah.
Yeah, the ladders were really fun. Actually, fun fact, Nibs and I got matched up in my first battle last week when he told me to watch a stream and not get paired with him, but I did it anyways, and then you beat me with Reshiram.
Yep. It was a really good time. But yeah, so that battle or that ladder tour on Thursday will be hosted by us Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard until 9 p.m. Central Standard. And it seems like we're going to be doing those somewhat consistency, at least for the next few weeks. As long as Chloe or somebody in our community has the shinies. Turtle's in the chat talking about how I lost to the Executor because I missed. What did I miss? A blue flare there? Yeah, there's gonna be some changes, and it's gonna be some accuracy changes to my Reshiram. So now it is running fusion flares.
Wise
All
choice.
right, so it looks like we do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are finally paired up here. We know the mons that these people are bringing. We've talked about it already, but I am interested to see. I think the Calyrex Shadow is going to be a standard lead, at least to get the first match going. Why not just go all out, go as much offense as you can, and kind of see how Hannah can react to that. Whereas Hannah, I'm a little more curious as like what she finds as her strong suits. Grimmsnarl seems like a really great lead along with Landorus, but I could also see a Moongus running side by side with something like Solgaleo, if that Solgaleo is the Trick Room setter. Not that she needs it against the tactical team.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing to watch out for would be that lead. With the Trick Room set up, you can max guard the Hatterene, and with Lipard use that copycat option where you just automatically get Trick Room set up right there, right away.
Oh, beautiful. We have Grimmsnarl in a friend ball coming out from Hannah, and then Solgaleo in the premier ball with Calyrex standing next to Lipard coming out from Tactical.
Absolutely. So one thing here that I would kind of predict would be some screens to be set up on Hannah's side of the field, and maybe even go for that max steel spike right away to boost the defenses. But you also want to watch out for something like an Astral Barrage coming from Calyrex here, as that is going to hit for some serious damage.
Yeah, very curious to see what Lipard's setup here is. Maybe does Lipard get access to fake tears? I know it's Prankster, but that could be something to be cognizant of if it does have that threat, at least, or the max guard Trick Room, which would be kind of fun to see instead of the Hatterene. That's usually max guarding for the Trick Room setup with the Lipard that we've seen in previous formats.
So Lipard gets options to move such as fake out, fake tears, snarl access. All the really cool dark type moves are all there for it. So it also gets access to switcheroo, so we could potentially see some switcheroo eject button shenanigans. I unfortunately fell for that during Players Cup 3, and I saw it earlier today on the ladder, but I was a lot smarter than that. So it is going to be a fake out coming from Tactical Knowledges, and it's a crit. So early on, doing a little bit more damage than we would have expected. Calyrex here is the Dynamax on Tactical Knowledge's side of the field. Just going to go straight for that Phantasm into Hannah's Dynamaxed Solgaleo. Not going to be enough to take it down, but taking tons of damage. And we are going to see that weakness policy proc as well.
Yes, and I just noticed we have the nicknames in this match. That Lipard is Delilah, and the Grimmsnarl is Olingar. But we see the steel spike coming out from Solgaleo, and that takes Calyrex all the way down into the red at 49 health. Man, these mons trade huge damage in their first turn of Dynamax here.
Yeah, it seems to be, it's probably going to be a big challenge between these players, mons that are built around their restricted mons at this. After seeing that turn 1, I mean, these restricted mons for both of these players are at such low health. I think it's going to really be up to their support mons to kind of take them through this first game.
Yeah, so much threat is coming out, and especially with Calyrex being faster. Hannah definitely is more in the pressure position here, where she has to find a way to kind of counter or find a way to mitigate the damage we could see like a sucker punch possibly coming out from Grimmsnarl or some kind of dark type attack that might take down the Calyrex. Solgaleo max guards the Phantasm from Calyrex, mitigating both Dynamax Pokemons, and the Spirit Break is actually going to be enough from Grimmsnarl to take down this Calyrex on turn 2.
Yeah, pretty interesting there. We also saw the Liepard trying to get that copycat off there, but the Max Guard is actually going to be good enough to prevent that from happening coming from that Solgaleo. So massive Max Guard from the Solgaleo there, preventing anything from happening, giving all the momentum towards Hannah here with that Grimmsnarl, getting that knockout into that Calyrex Shadow Rider. You love to see that kind of stuff. This is great. Great turn 2 already, and we are already going to see that Rapidash come out.
Yes, bring on the horses. Well, technically a unicorn doesn't make a difference, but Rapidash is actually a good mon to have out here. The offensive typing that it offers could take out Solgaleo because it does outspeed, but it could also just go for a stab fairy type move into the Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, so we are going to see that Copycat come out once again from the Liepard. I'm wondering if this thing is locked into Copycat. Well, we actually did see the fake out, so we're going to see an attack come here from the Rapidash, doing a little bit of chip damage into Hannah's Pokemon. Steel Spike coming out from Solgaleo from Hannah's side. It's going to be enough to get that knockout into the unicorn known as Rapidash.
Yeah, so we saw the Copycat. Did it go into Grimmsnarl? Because I saw the animation, but it didn't do anything. I didn't quite catch what happened.
Oh, yeah.
So
Gemma in chat there saying Prankster can't target dark type. So the Copycat going into Grimmsnarl is not going to work.
Yeah, that's weird. But we saw the animation, which I find kind of funny. But here, Rapidash just goes straight down to a max Steel Spike, and Indeedee is out, throwing down the Psychic Terrain, which is also going to boost Solgaleo's potential Psychic type attacks. Not that it'll go for Psychic type attacks into these Pokemon that are on the field, but we did see the Psychic Seed proc on the Indeedee as well, so that's future information for Hannah.
Yeah, so it looks like Tactical is just going for that forfeit, if I recall. So that's going to be the end of game 1. Maybe I should wait to say that, but I'm pretty sure that is what. Yeah, we did see that. Okay. So
wow.
Pretty interesting game 1 there. Gonna go to Hannah and her Solgaleo. Yeah.
Yeah. The hyper offense was real in this match. Both Pokemon just dishing out major damage, and Hannah just got in a little bit of a better position with that second turn max guard. Really, I think that was like the big turning point, allowing Calyrex to go down and not be a threat.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Tactical Knowledge needs to think about here is if they're not going to get Trick Room up, the Solgaleo might be a menace to deal with, as it does do a heck of a lot of damage to Tactical's entire team. That Grimmsnarl Solgaleo lead is definitely going to be something to counter here in game 2.
Yeah, and now that Tactical knows the weakness policy is on Solgaleo, it's pretty common from what I've seen people running Solgaleo that weakness policy is the item. I think I've seen 1 or 2 Assault Vests in battle, but now that he knows, going to be more hesitant on going for that Astral Barrage or Max Phantasm turn 1. And so I would want to see what Tactical is going to adapt here. I feel like Liepard would be another good lead, especially if the Grimmsnarl is likely to come out, because that fake out could allow for some good mitigation of the screens being set up, at least for that early turn, and then maybe focusing down the Grimmsnarl before it's allowed to put anything else up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. One thing to kind of go off of what you just said there in regards to Solgaleo typically carrying the weakness policy, but also sometimes carrying that Assault Vest. I think that is one thing to be said about almost all of the restricted mons. Pretty close to it, not quite all of them, obviously, because there are some niche type mons where you want to kind of mitigate some damage when you're talking about like Ho-Oh. But anyway, most of the restricted mons are there to deal most damage to the entire teams. So you're going to want to put an Assault Vest on to kind of hold back on taking all that damage on the special side of things, or you're going to want to put a Life Orb on it, kind of like Tactical has here on their Calyrex, or even a weakness policy like you have on your Solgaleo. But oftentimes, I think you might find the bulkier ones are going to have an Assault Vest, and they're going to try and dish out as much damage to their opponent as they possibly can.
Yeah, that may be some adjustments that we see as this Series 8 meta progresses. I know that Aaron Cybertron Zhang was talking about that. That's usually the format, or how the format progresses. You go hyper offense early on, and then people find a way to stall or at least live a little bit longer through those hyper offenses. But we do see a switch up from both trainers here. Calyrex is now standing next to Nadine. It's female Indeedee with the Psychic Terrain. And we have the fantastic beast of Shiny Entei standing next to Solgaleo from Hannah on her side of the field.
Yeah, that is such a nice shiny. That Entei with the black, with a, what is that, a star on its face?
Yes, yeah.
All right, so I wonder what this. So Entei is known for something going for more of a support mon, runs similarly in some senses to an Arcanine, where it gets the snarl support, but you can also go a little bit on the offensive. It's a little bit more offensive than an Arcanine can be for the most part when it comes to. So you can have snarl support and then a Sacred Fire as well. Some like to run extreme speed on that, and we are going to see a Dynamax here. Going to be coming from Tactical Knowledge and the Shadow Rider Calyrex. We're going to see it get big for the second straight game. I wonder if we're going to see another Phantasm come out targeting into that Solgaleo once more.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty likely. Or the Phantasm into Entei to get the damage drop and then go for Solgaleo in the next turn. But more important question is how has Tiki not reacted to any of this yet?
He doesn't seem very amused. He's sitting behind me here, and he's just like, what am I watching right now? All right, so it is going to be a Max Quake coming out from this Calyrex here, targeting down that Entei this time around, and it is going to be enough to pick up the one-shot. BTD Fighter, thank you so much for the follow. The special defense boosts are going to be coming here from Tactical Knowledge's side of the field, and Grim Nay boost coming along as well. Thank you to Calyrex and that as one ability. That is such an awesome ability.
Yeah, so instead of going with a Phantasm and the drops, just get the special attack boosts from knocking out the Entei, and the Helping Hand, I believe, was a huge factor in that Entei going down. Considering that Entei could be a Assault Vest with the movesets that you were talking about earlier, that's a pretty common thing. And considering that Solgaleo didn't have the Assault Vest either. The Grimmsnarl comes back out. Solgaleo has his best friend support on the field from Hannah's team now.
Absolutely, and I don't know if you noticed the mark on that Grimmsnarl, but it's actually Grimmsnarl the Scholar. So, pretty cool mark there. Sir Wilson. One thing that I do want to note about getting that as one Grim Nay boost, I think it might actually have enough in it to take out this Solgaleo this time around.
Oh, and for sure with a Helping Hand, I don't think Solgaleo has a chance to take that damage. But if the light screen goes up, that would certainly help Solgaleo survive even with that. But we'd see the Follow Me coming out from Indeedee, so just going to protect Calyrex. No damage coming out from the Solgaleo into the opposing Dynamax Pokemon this turn. And Indeedee might just go down. Oh, we see the Max Flutterby into the Grimmsnarl. That's a huge chunk into Grimmsnarl, even through the screens. And that's going to reduce special attack, which doesn't really matter to either of Hannah's Pokemon.
Absolutely. And we see the Max Quake here coming from the Solgaleo, targeting down what probably was the Calyrex, but it's actually just going to be redirected by that Follow Me from Indeedee. Not going to be enough to KO it, not even going to be quite enough to get it to half health. So pretty interesting there. One thing I do want to quick bar too, though, Will, is Amy's talking about that blue aura coming from the Calyrex and the Grim Nay. And I do think that is absolutely sick, how apparently Calyrex gives off the blue aura and Eternatus gives off the red. But we are going to see another Max Flutterby going into this Grimmsnarl, going to be enough to get the KO. And guess what, Will? We're going to see a boost here, but it's going to be a horse boost coming from the Calyrex. So it's going to be a +2. Steel Spike's going to come out from the Solgaleo into the Calyrex. Is it going to be enough? It is going to be enough. So this Calyrex, with all those boosted stats, is no longer going to be on the field. Solgaleo looking pretty good in this position. And to be honest with you, Will, I thought that Tactical Knowledge had the momentum, and this Field Pulse is not going to do anything.
Wow.
I really thought Tactical Knowledge had all that momentum with that Calyrex getting all those boosts.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to see that it didn't KO, or that Solgaleo did get the KO with that Steel Spike, but now Solgaleo is actually pretty safe here. It is still got light screen up, and we see the Intimidate on the Glacier, so both of Tactical's offenses right now are being reduced. Both of the Intimidate onto the Glacier and through the light screen, preventing Indeedee from doing too much.
Yeah, do you think that Tactical Knowledge may be safe to just go for that follow me with Indeedee? Do you think it can hang on to 2 attacks? And I mean, honestly, if you can get 1 redirect off, you can get Glacier to KO something, probably, right? Potentially.
Yeah, Glacier should still have enough damage to KO the Landorus if it's able to get that attack off before the Solgaleo knocks it out. The Rock Slide comes out and Glacier dodges.
That's a really awesome. That horse was really dodging those rocks there. So it is going to be a Sunsteel Strike coming from the Solgaleo, going into the Glacier as we don't see any redirection. Brings it down to 49 HP, still hanging on. Just going to be a heal pulse coming out from the Indeedee going into this Glacier. Let's see how much health it gets back. Yeah, it gets back to 153, and it's going to be an Icicle Spear actually, not a Icicle Crash. Going to be an Icicle Spear.
Yeah. So we do see the third hit coming through to take out the Landorus. So that's going to be a Chilling Neigh boost, now putting Glacier's attack back to neutral after the Intimidate drop. And the Healed Pulse was actually pretty clutch there. The Rock Slide miss, I think, could have sealed the deal after the Sunsteel Strike on Glacier. But now it's Solgaleo versus the rest of Tactical's team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see Amy in the chat talking about the accuracy of Icicle Spear, and she's mentioning that overall the Icicle Spear is more accurate. I think overall it does more damage technically too, doesn't it? If every one of them hits.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's base 25, 100% accuracy. So if you get all 5 hits off, it's a base 125 ice type move, which there's not much else to complement that except for Glacier's Calyrex Ice's special attack. I don't know the name off the top of my head right now, but the Sunsteel Strike from Solgaleo is going to be enough to take down the Indeedee, and we'll see if Glacier has enough to take out Solgaleo. Solgaleo is pretty tanky. It got him max Steel Spike off, and we see the weakness policy coming out now. Oh man, this is going to be a big the Sunsteel Strike coming from Solgaleo into Glacier this next turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty interesting to still see this horse hanging on. Solgaleo is trying its hardest to hold Hannah through and get her the match.
Are we gonna see? Wait, I
think we're gonna see the horse get the win. Yeah.
What happens when you double your horsepower?
When you double your horsepower, you get wins. Tactical Knowledge played against me in Players Cup 3 in Game 1, and they used Choice Band Rapidash. I think it was regular Rapidash, and I could not. I was too slow to take hold on to that horsepower. I was not enough. So Gloria here gonna go for that high horsepower and gonna be
did that
more
crit?
than enough.
That's
it's a crit. I don't think it
that's
mattered,
so big.
to be honest with you.
Wow.
Do you think it mattered?
Well, after the Steel Spike boost, I do think that it would have taken both Glacier and Rapidash's attack, but we don't get to find that out. That crit sealed the deal.
Yeah.
And so that's a win for Tactical Knowledge of this best of 3, and now they're tied 1-1. Hannah took game 1, and Tactical came back and got game 2 with that crit.
Yeah, so ATX VGC, everyone in the chat, you know what that means? We're going to game 3 for the first time tonight. That's extra Pokemon. Game 3, everybody. Let's go.
Game 3. And I'm hyped for it. This has been a pretty good match back and forth with some great trades, great games. And Rollercoaster is trying to ban himself out of this game 3.
Rollercoaster loves that emote so much. Rollercoaster's like, please get rid of me. Please get rid of me. It's so funny. Rollercoaster felt so bad about his dog barking and all that, and like the chat just absolutely ate it up.
Which,
Chat's
by
like,
the way,
oh.
which by the way, we got a glimpse of Rollercoaster's dog, and y'all want to stick around. If you like dogs, if you like cute, you definitely want to stick around and see Rollercoaster's dog later.
I saw Up Smash in the chat say, "Wait, Rollercoaster has $5 and a dog."
This is Rollercoaster's day. Hey, he's battling with all this luck.
I thought that was so funny. I'm gonna be honest, but the chat was like literally flooding, so I don't think that Rollercoaster even noticed that. So we are still here with our game 3, guys. It's Tactical Knowledge and the hats and the horses. Rollercoaster's dog, and $5. Exactly. It's restricted. All right, well, so anyway, what do you think we need to see here? Do you think we're going to go back to game 1 with Hannah and seeing that lead of the Grimmsnarl with the best friend and Solgaleo coming out? It seems like Tactical Knowledge has kind of a tactical method that they like to use with the Lipard lead and the Calyrex Shadow Rider. Do you think Hannah just tries to override that and kind of does the same thing? It seems like that Grimmsnarl plus Solgaleo was really something that gave Tactical Knowledge a hard time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Grimmsnarl Solgaleo seems like the best bet no matter what, especially with if Lipard came back out, Grimmsnarl is at least null to any prankster effects from Lipard and vice versa. But to counter that, Tactical seemed to have a better combination with the Indeedee and the Calyrex because Calyrex is significantly more frail than Solgaleo, and so being able to redirect and protect it with that Indeedee's Follow Me has been pretty clutch, like it was in that second match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would absolutely agree, and I think that Tactical had a pretty good method there in game 2 where they kind of realized you got to watch out for that that weakness policy on Solgaleo there, and you want to really wait to proc that if you're going to, and you want to make sure you have the Grimnay boosts in order to take that thing down. That's really going to be the main way to do it. So we are going to see a max from Calyrex here on Tactical Knowledge side of the field. Something we saw for the first 2 turns and something to kind of follow that in pursuit. I really, really hope this is going to be a max Grimmsnarl, but I doubt that it's going to be. I think it's going to be the 3rd time. Yes, it is. We're going to see that Solgaleo Dynamax for the 3rd time in a row. So for game 3, 1, 2, and 3, it's going to be Solgaleo versus Calyrex, the Dynamax version.
Yeah, and we're seeing just all-out go offense from both of these players. In all 3 matches, we've seen turn 1 Dynamax from their restricted Mons and just going for as much damage as they possibly can. And so we see the Max Phantasm
Stop it.
with the helping hand. It's still not enough. It is going to proc Solgaleo's weakness policy here, which, as we saw last time, that's going to allow Solgaleo to deal a huge chunk of damage into whatever it's targeting. I would imagine it's going to be the Calyrex. We see the Max Quake come out, going for the special defense boost. Did we see Grimmsnarl go for an attack? Or
Grimmsnarl went for light screen. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the light screen was pretty clutch there because that helping hand Max Phantasm would have gone down without it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Solgaleo would have gone down, and we would have seen the Grimnay go off. Looks like they're talking about trick eject button being real. Yeah. I haven't seen what item Lipard is holding at the moment, but trick eject button with Lipard is so frustrating, and yeah. I was so tilted for Players Cup. As you can tell, I'm still scarred from it. We're going to see some redirection here from Tactical Knowledge. It's going to be a Follow Me coming out from the Indeedee. It's going to be the center of attention as Calyrex is going to go for that Phantasm once again into this Solgaleo. So Solgaleo is done for the match here, and we are going to see that boost come out from Calyrex. It's going to be a Grimnay boost plus the defense drop on Grimmsnarl. There we go.
Yeah, Grimmsnarl is going going to be pretty vulnerable next turn. And surprisingly, not going for the max guard like we saw in actually both battles. I believe Solgaleo went for max guard in turn 2. So maybe trying to get a little tricky with the mind games and not being the same repeatable pattern. But it does not play out for Hannah's benefit at this turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Kellogg in the chat asking if Uber's allowed. There are restricted mons. You can use certain box legends in this format that actually technically just came out today. You can only use one. Yeah, thank you, Will. You can only use one on your team, and then you kind of build your team around it depending on your play style. Or you can build 5 Pokemon and then throw a restricted on there. Throw a Zacian on there.
Yeah, which I will say is a pretty unique thing about this format. Like in previous formats, when you have 2 legendaries, a lot of the team building was like, these are your 2 damage doers, and you build support mons around those, even through your 4 remaining Pokemon. But here in this format, you have 1 restricted, which you can pivot around and play pretty great with.
Chase is in the chat and says, Nibs, what is your background? Chase, I wanted you to be with us tonight so bad, man, and I just wanted you to know that you were in our thoughts, and we wish you the best luck. Yeah, Amy saying in all caps, we wish you the best luck on your test, man. I hope it went well. And that's why you're here, and I wanted to change it from Bernie last week, as Spirit Break is going to go into Calyrex, going to bring it down to 17 HP. Not quite going to be enough to get the KO. Pretty interesting stuff there.
Yeah, and Calyrex has been able to benefit from all 3 Dynamax turns in this battle, and Hannah is put into a corner here as she is got Landorus coming out to intimidate, and Grimmsnarl still extremely vulnerable, but she's just kind of ignored it, knowing that it's not a real threat to her Calyrex.
Yeah, one thing to kind of note here is that well, Landorus, as we all know, gets access to Rock Slide and Earthquake, so it's going to be really tough to redirect Landorus getting an attack off into this Calyrex here in this time. So even though Tactical Knowledge might have the board position, it might not quite be over for Hannah and her Grimmsnarl.
Yeah. And I just now noticed that this Calyrex is running Pollen Puff as its bug type move, which I'm very curious to see, like, what's the long-term benefit in the team building strategies there. No expanding force or any kind of psychic type move on the Calyrex is very, very surprising. And we see Calyrex goes down to the Life Orb recoil. Earthquake comes out, it's gonna do damage to Grimmsnarl, and not enough to take out the Indeedee, throwing out its own expanding force, and that's going to take down Landorus.
Yeah, so pretty great adjustment here, it looks like, from Tactical Knowledge, as Hannah had that really strong Game 1 win, and Tactical Knowledge seems to be in the driver's seat here as Grimmsnarl. We all know that Grimmsnarl is potentially the best Pokemon to ever exist, but it might not be able to hang on here and get the win.
Wow, I don't think Nibs is biased at all. But here we have it again. What happens when you double your horse? You double your power. Rapidash gets the KO onto Grimmsnarl, and that's going to seal the deal. Tactical Knowledge is running horsepower tonight, and it proved enough.
Yeah, the hats and the horses seem to be enough to hold on, and yeah, it's going to be enough. So pretty crazy stuff there. As I mentioned previously, Tactical Knowledge seemed to have seriously lost that Game 1 there, and was able to make the adjustments, kind of knew what he needed to do, as we see that nice little twirl there. But yeah, what a great set that we just saw.